Kia ora koutou. Welcome to another edition of the Hot Air Sports Podcast with me, Macca, and me good mate Mahona. How are you this morning, son?
Well, the sun is shining, mate. Shining here on the north shore of Auckland, but it's not shining everywhere, is it? It's been awful news overnight. The
Tragic,
passing,
very tragic news.
yeah. Diogo Jota, number 20 for Liverpool, has passed away in a car accident. It was we'd planned to do this pod, hadn't we, before that? And yeah, man, it's upset us both. I mean, I was just when you hear the news, isn't it? It's a bit like the Diana thing, or for me the Sunny Fi thing.
Yep, yep.
With the
Taylor
Warriors. When you
Hawkins, not
yeah,
sport related, but
no,
favourite
when you
band
hear
and Philip
someone
Hughes.
young, Kurt Cobain, even going way back, someone young and in their prime, it's just so horrible when they cut down that early, isn't it? And I guess he'll always just be remembered as that young 28-year-old striker for Liverpool, and I
Yep.
mean. Horrible. 2 weeks after his wife, marriage to his childhood sweetheart, this happens. But I said to my wife this morning, at least he got to marry her. At least it would
Yeah.
have been worse if it was 2 weeks before. You just got to look on the times like this, man. You just sort of go, life is so fragile. No, not one day is guaranteed, is it? And
Oh, 100%, 100%.
hug the people you love most, give them a call, and tell them you love them because you never know
Yeah,
when
quite
when the
right.
last time's going to be. So
Quite right. Yep. Obviously, thoughts go out to the family and of course his teammates who, in just three
yeah,
days' time, will be getting together for the start of preseason training. That's going to be a tough few days when the team gets back together. And obviously, the first proper game at Anfield, the season opener against Bournemouth. It's going to be
mm,
there'll be a few tears shed at Anfield that day. I'm guessing,
absolutely, a
although I hope
river
it's
of them.
more of a celebration rather than a sad memorial. So yeah,
Yeah.
very tragic news.
And you've said
Um,
they've retired the number, mate. I heard that
yes,
this
I
morning.
read this
Yeah.
morning that Liverpool have announced that they're going to retire the number 20. So no Liverpool player will ever wear that number again. It will be forever remembered in the name of Diogo Jota. So
What is it
yep,
about this club, mate? What is it about this
I
club,
don't know.
Liverpool Football Club? We win our 20th title, we have a celebration, there's the awful thing with the car, and then there's this. It's like every time this club gets something, it was like the COVID thing as well, it just seems this club
Yep,
is etched with tragedy, but they rise
yep,
from it,
and
don't
we're
they?
not
I mean,
we're not the only club that have gone through this. I
no,
mean, you look
no.
back to Manchester United in the 1950s with the
Yep.
Munich air disaster, the Bradford fire in 1985. There's
And
but yes, it
Heysel
does
as
seem.
well.
Yep,
Yep.
Ibrox.
Yeah, oh,
Um,
exactly. There's so many,
so
but at
many.
times like this as well, the football community does come together, doesn't it? I mean, it seems
It
so
does.
divided so often. You seem like it's so tribal and it's so, but at times like this, everyone just goes, "Ah, fuck the football." It's just,
Yeah,
it's about
yep,
people, isn't it, mate? It's
it
about
is. It
people, and
is.
it's just so tragic. Rest in peace, mate. I mean, just
Yep,
wow.
absolutely, absolutely.
Anyway,
Anyway, on
it's
to other things. Well, we'll start with football.
yeah,
Jarell Kwanzaa has left Liverpool and gone to Bayer Leverkusen. Um,
mm,
going to be interesting to see how he gets on with the former Manchester United manager, Eric Ten Hag, under control. The new manager at Leverkusen now took over from Xabi Alonso. So interesting times ahead for him. I guess we're in the market for a centre back now. Um,
yeah,
Mark
yeah. I
Gahey
think.
seems to be on the radar from Crystal Palace. That would
Well,
be
he's
interesting if
definitely.
we signed him and then played them in the Community Shield.
Definitely. He's a plug and play option, definitely. I think he's more ready to play than Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's still a young guy. We've got a buyback option in that deal. I think it's a great deal for Liverpool, a great deal for
Yeah,
them because the buyback option kicks in 2 years. So, I mean, if he develops as we hope he does, they can do all the work with him and he can come back and be a great player for us later on. Mark Gay's a great option. I just love that the work we're getting done at the moment. I just hope the Diogo Jota thing doesn't affect the people. I doubt it will, but I mean, yeah, it affects players sort of who are on the cusp of going, oh, I don't want to come to a club that's all on mourning or anything like that. I doubt that would
oh, I don't think
happen, but
that'll have an effect.
no. Mark Gahey, great option for me. He ticks all the boxes except he's a little bit small. He's only 6 foot tall, but he uses his body well, doesn't he? Played well
Yeah,
for England. Good player, good player. He'd be a really solid third option at centre back, and Yeah, it's the striker thing that's got me wondering though, mate. I mean,
Mm,
they still haven't ruled out Isaac, have they? We've got
no,
Osimhen as the second option and Ikatike as the third option. Though in that order for me. But there's different pros and cons for all of them, isn't there? You'd obviously pay most for the Isaac option.
yeah,
Uh, Osimhen you'd probably be the second one. Ikatike is still very expensive, but lower wages. So there's
mm,
all these, and he's a bit younger. So it's quite a conundrum, isn't it, for the top brass at Liverpool? It's a who do we go for in that position? Do we go for anyone? If we miss out on them, do we get someone like Morgan Rogers or something to play a false nine and play
yeah.
that sort of PSG style that Slot said he quite kind of loved? I mean, it's the transfer machinations that are going on at the moment with Liverpool are just. I can't remember it like this, mate. The last
No.
time I remember was back in Houllier days when he signed like 5 or 6 players, but none of them were of the
Mm.
quality that we're signing at the moment. It's just unprecedented for our club, and mate, it's looking good, isn't it? It's looking good.
Yeah, certainly is. Don't you remember around sort of the beginning of 2010-11 season when Roy bought quite a few players? They
Oh
were
yeah,
all
some real
shit, but
quality.
he did buy some.
Konchesky.
Yeah, Paul
They were all
Konchesky,
shit.
Christian Poulsen,
Yeah,
Milan
Joe,
Jovanovic,
an injured Joe Cole. Yeah,
Joe Cole, who got sent off in the first game. That was a good start.
yeah,
He
yeah.
never quite recovered from that. Anyway,
No, I
onwards and upwards.
yeah.
Plenty of other transfer business going on at the moment. United
Mm.
still can't get Mbuemo over the line from Brentford.
Pay
Interesting
the
to see what
money.
happens
Pay the
there.
money. I mean,
Yeah,
pay. If they're just trying to go in lowball clubs. They've already bought a striker for who's probably around the same level as Mbomo. So Brentford
mm.
are within their rights. Their player to say no. We're not selling him for anything less than what we want for him. So
Looks like
pay the money.
Arsenal might have finally bought a striker, and that Victor
Have they?
Gyökeres from Sporting Lisbon.
Have they
I think
definitely
it's
bought him?
not
Because
yet. No,
I
it's
don't
still
believe
up in
any
the
of
air.
it. I,
And
I I've been linked with everyone. They haven't bought
I
anyone.
know.
Yeah.
Well, they
So
what's
I
the
hope they don't get
Zub?
Gorkaris actually.
Yeah, Zubamendi's. That's
Oh,
seems to have died in the
he,
wool. Him going
he's
to
never
Arsenal.
he's never going to come out of the mountains, mate. He's hiding up there. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to leave. Just leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Absolutely,
Um.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
What other transfer news is taking your eye?
Oh, not a lot, man. I just keep an eye on the Liverpool stuff, really. I mean, Chelsea, you can't keep an eye on it. It's just scattergun approach. They've signed João Pedro now, another stroke. They've signed so many wingers. They've signed that Bino Gittins, haven't they?
Yep,
And another winger. Now that Mukiele, the other guy on the other wing, whatever his name is,
Midweki.
Mudiweke, is finally looking like a Premier League player. Now they're going to looking to sell him. It's like
Yeah,
I just have no idea. Apparently, João Pedro signed a 7.5 year deal.
7-year
It's like,
contract. Yeah,
oh, they
uh,
just keep going. Chelsea are just the club that keep giving with that sort of stuff. I just don't know how they. Yeah, and I
yeah.
think their
Well,
oldest
I
player in
thought
their
I
team
thought
is
we'd done a
27.
lot of transfer business, and then I see they've already signed 7 players.
I know, mate. It just never stops with Chelsea. Yeah, they're just
Crazy. Anyway,
hilarious.
the everybody's second favourite club, Wrexham, have
Oh
been
yeah,
um, have been busy. They've signed former Liverpool goalkeeper Danny Ward
yeah.
for
He
for a
started
couple
there,
of
didn't he?
years.
He's
He
from
started at
Wrexham.
Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah. No, he started
Oh,
at
sorry,
Wrexham.
started at Wrexham, yeah, and
Yeah,
then
he's
came to
actually.
Liverpool from there.
So that's actually a really good move for them to get a local boy who's
Yeah,
played in the Premier League back to them. I mean,
he will be
um,
backup keeper, but that's what he's done
yeah.
most of his career. He was the number one at Leicester for a while, but um, he
Have they
ended up
made any
being number
more
two again.
moves? Wrexham
Sorry.
made any more? Have they made any more moves?
I
Wrexham?
think they've made one other one, but I can't quite remember who it was or where they're
But they haven't
from.
signed Jamie Vardy
Um,
or any big
no,
signing yet.
I guess the big news was Paul Mullen leaving
Oh
on
yeah,
loan to Wigan.
yeah.
Super Paul Mullen,
We've
which was
got Malin,
yeah,
Super Paul
Super
Malin.
Paul Mullen.
We just don't
um,
think you understand.
by the by, I've just finished watching that series. Another great series from Rob and Ryan.
Yeah,
Welcome to Wrexham.
they do it
If you
better
don't
than
have
anyone,
Disney
eh?
Channel, if you don't have
Yeah.
Disney Channel, get it on a free trial for a week and just watch them all back to back. It's worth it. It's a great series.
And if you don't have Disney Channel, what are you waiting for? Because it's got ESPN on it now as well, too, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So it gives us another reason to get rid of Sky TV. So yeah, definitely get Disney.
Quite right. Quite right. And the Phoenix have finally made a signing,
Oh, have
albeit
they?
a loan signing. Ben Waine has signed
Oh
a
yeah,
deal with Port Vale
yeah.
in League Two, I think Port Vale are. But
Uh,
they've loaned him back to the Wellington Phoenix for a season.
it's a hell of a long way to come for a loan, isn't
Yeah.
it? We just signed you now. Fuck off for 20 hours. Get on that
Yes,
plane and head to Wellington. He's a good player though, mate. He should
he
he
is.
should he should do well
He'll
for them.
enjoy being
Yeah.
back in Wellington.
At least it's a name we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the Phoenix. What else is happening
And
in the world of football, mate?
yeah, well, they're playing Wrexham in a couple of weeks,
They are.
19th of
You
July
going
at
along to
Sky
that?
Stadium. I
Yeah,
most certainly am going along.
of
I'm
course.
hoping that Rob and Ryan will be there so I can so they can buy me a beer.
So you can wheel on up and have a photo or two.
That's the one, yeah.
Maybe get a free shirt. Hey.
Quite right, quite
Yeah,
right. No, it'll
yeah, yeah.
be good. I'm
Oh,
looking
good for you.
forward to it.
Good for you.
Um,
So you better come off the long run, mate. Let's go to code. Let's go to rugby. Let's go to
Rugby.
rugby because it is rugby season here and
It is rugby
here in
season, and
the antipodes.
yep, Interpodes,
Uh,
yeah. First
antipodes. So
test of the
tell us,
season.
yeah,
Yep, first
cricket and
test of the
rugby.
season. Yeah, for the All Blacks, and I'll tell you what, I'm actually excited by the team that Razor has picked.
Good
Um,
team. Good team.
a
Like the
very
team.
good team. I'm
No
so
problem with the team.
pleased to see
Yeah.
Billy Proctor in 13 at centre and
Yeah.
Rico back on the wing. I think Rico's best rugby has been on the wing. He's a finisher.
Yep.
Like he's
Yep.
got,
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
yep,
Should never have moved.
he's not a great
They
distributor.
stifled him. They stifled him in the centre. It was a bit like, I don't know. Yeah, he's great on the wing. He's got gas too, mate.
He's got
And
gas.
he's
Yeah,
good
lots
under
of
the high
gas.
ball. He's good
Yep.
under the high ball. Never needed that in the centres, did he? No, I love the team he's picked. He's picked on form, hasn't he?
Yep.
The captaincy was a bit of a debate, but really, is that a problem? I don't really think it is. They're
No.
both in the team. One's vice captain, one's captain. Who really cares? As long as they're all in the same boat. But it's not really about the All Blacks, is it? It's about who they're playing.
I think France C.
Okay? Yeah.
Gee, I'll tell you what, Justin Marshall came off the long run on the breakdown the other night.
Oh, did he? Did he?
Yeah, he said
Good.
it's an absolute disgrace that France continue to do this to not only New Zealand but to Australia, and also South Africa when they tour.
Well, who
He's,
negotiated this deal?
well,
Is
it'd
it?
be Mark
Surely there
Robinson,
should have
of
been some
course.
guarantees. This has never happened before, Ian. Never happened before. Happens
Only
every
every
bloody
other time
year.
France
Or
have been here.
exactly. So where our chief executive, God bless him, who's no longer here, surely he should have got some guarantees from the French Rugby Union that when you send us a team, it's got to have some, be half decent. I mean, I know we
Well, the
are we are kind of setting ourselves up for massive disappointment here. I know the All Blacks are massive favourites, but if they lose that first test, we're going to look like complete dicks here, aren't we? Complaining
we
about the
certainly
team
are.
being no good.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, as you said, it's not new for France to do this, and I mean, the last time they sent a decent team, they actually won the series in
exactly,
1994 with the
exactly.
try from the end of the earth. Um,
And they're on a three-match winning streak against the All Blacks, so
exactly.
you'd think
Yeah, you would have
they'd be
thought,
going
but
for.
oh no. In France, it's all about their club competition, the top 14,
Yep,
and
yep.
they like to have breaks in between games, and so they
Why do they
stretch
bother
their
having
season
tours then?
out. And I
Why do
know
we bother?
exactly.
You know, why do we bother?
About the only name I know in the squad is Gail Fiku, the centre.
Yeah.
It's about the only name I've ever heard of.
So why don't we just send a C team over there at the end of the season? Just a development team and call them the All Blacks. I mean, why do we care? If
Yeah,
they're going to do
exactly.
that to us, if we're not going to respond, we should respond in kind. I really think that anyway. There is
Well, I
becoming
think
more and more of a gap between
Justin
the
Marshall
seasons and the
said, and
hemispheres.
not that I normally agree with Justin Marshall,
No, no.
but he said if they're going to continue to send out teams like this, then
Hmm.
they don't get the revenue
Absolutely. They
from
shouldn't.
because that's all they want. They just want the revenue from the
Yeah, because
games.
they
And
know because they know the crowd's going to be there because it's the All Blacks. That's the thing.
exactly,
They know they're going to get the revenue regardless.
Mm.
So yeah,
But
sad.
the other thing about that I love about the squad is he's gone more for players in their proper positions
Hmm.
rather than using the utilities like a Luke Jacobson or even Ethan Blackadder, who's not even in the
Even
squad.
the
But
locks.
even the
Artie at
locks, although
7.
in saying that, he has got Tupo Vai at number 6.
That's
Um,
true.
but lock blindside flanker, it's a very similar role.
Yeah,
So you can get away with that a lot more. But Christian Leo Willie at number 8, I'm excited to see how the
me too. And Artie at
big boy
7, man.
goes.
Like you said, pick him in their positions. Artie has always been a 7
Yep.
to me. You know. Yeah.
And I think Bowden over Damien at first 5 is another selection that I wanted to see.
You'd agree with? Yeah.
Yes.
The kicking's a bit of a worry for you.
No, on his day, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
But
he's
you've
pretty
also
good.
got Geordie as backup,
That's true.
goal kicker
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
and I'm
All
it's
Blacks
just a
by
shame
40.
that always just a shame that Tamati Williams and Tyrell Lomax were unavailable
Yeah.
due to injury.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, Fletcher Newell has done a sterling job for Crusaders this year. In fact, he played 90 minutes in the final,
Wow.
unheard of for a prop
That's
nowadays.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's absolutely
And I think
nuts.
he played something like 84 minutes in the semi-final. Um,
Wow.
so
Iron Man.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so All Blacks to win
So
the
All
series
Blacks by
3-0.
40. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd say 3-0. First test. I saw the TAB. All Blacks were playing under $1.10. So, I mean, they always are.
Yeah.
I think the French were 7.80 or $8.
It'll be
Um,
the first game's always um,
That's the one
not a
where you
great
can catch the All
performance.
Blacks. Yeah, yeah. That's the one where you can catch them out as well, the All Blacks
Yeah.
sometimes. But I can't see it with this team that he's picked. I think it's a
No.
really good team. I think I comply with just about everything you've said as far as picking players in position,
Mm.
going back to the basics. I really like where this team is heading, man.
Yep. Now, time to go off the long run and
Go
talk
on.
about New Zealand cricket's fantastic announcement a week or
Summer
so
of
ago.
cricket.
The
Can't
summer
wait.
of cricket. Yeah, there's only 3 games actually being played in the summer months, you plonkers. Um, New Zealand cricket is not, it doesn't see the interests of New Zealand cricket best. They just
No.
kowtow to India and
Yep.
any other
Whoever.
country in the world.
Whoever. Yep.
India says they want to have another T20 World Cup in
Who won
February,
the last one?
March,
I
which is
can't.
which is the height of our summer, the best conditions to play cricket in New Zealand. Oh yeah, well, yeah, no problem at all, says New Zealand cricket. We'll
Hmm.
go to your T20 World Cup, which happens
Yeah.
every 6 weeks or whatever
Hmm.
it seems to be.
Yeah.
And yeah, we won't. We no, don't play it in March because then it'll upset your IPL. That's really important. That has to be
Oh,
played in
absolutely. It's
March and
important.
April.
So
We
important.
won't
Yeah.
don't
History.
want to touch that. So yeah, New Zealand cricket, we'll start playing games in fucking late July or
Exactly.
October or whenever it is, when you have to wear
Frost
4
on the
layers of
ground.
jerseys out in the
Yeah,
field and just bloody ridiculous.
it is.
It
It is.
really annoys the crap out of me. 3 years ago, we had a magnificent summer of cricket. We had a touring team before Christmas. Can't remember who it was. After Christmas, we had England
Hmm.
for 3 tests, and then
Yep.
Sri Lanka in March for two,
That
two
was
or
that
three
was the
two
last time we had
tests.
a test in Auckland too, by the way.
Yeah,
That was the pink ball test. Haven't had a
yeah,
test here. That was the first one, and that was the first one for 8 years before that. There's been one
yeah,
test in the last 11 and a half years in Auckland, New Zealand's biggest city.
yep.
Sorry. Where are the test matches? Where are
Well,
they?
where's the test match grounds for starters?
Well,
Because
Kane
they just
Williamson, he won't make 10,000 runs before 2034. He won't. I mean,
no.
he plays like 2 tests a fucking year. I mean, ridiculous. It's
Well,
just ridiculous.
they're about to play a series in Zimbabwe, and him and
Ooh.
Devon Conway aren't available because they're not on
Well,
New Zealand cricket
I
contracts anymore.
if I
They're
was
on
Kane
casual
Williamson,
contracts.
if I was Kane Williamson, I wouldn't be available to go and play in Zimbabwe either. Would you? Come
No,
on. Why would you bother when you can
Oh,
get like,
exactly.
50 billion rupees for playing 2 weeks in India? It's just the game is gone, mate. The game is gone. Fairly soon, test matches will only be played between three nations, and you know
Yep.
what they are. The players
Yeah.
will all the players from all over the world will just be playing franchise cricket, T20 cricket, occasionally coming back to play T20 internationals. And it'll all be T20. The test matches will only be played between India, Australia, and England, of course. Those three.
Yep.
That's all. And because that's all they want. That's all those three nations want. They don't want to play against the smaller nations. It's
No.
crazy, isn't it? If they were real, people that were wanting to look after the best interests of the game, surely you'd want to spread the game well. But we had full houses in New Zealand for test matches against
Yep.
England. And yet our country can't even negotiate having a couple of test matches.
Yep. They'd
I don't
rather
know.
have
It
five
just
T20s
Yeah, five
um,
T20s
for
where they can.
3 hours on a Saturday afternoon
Yep,
than have a 5-day test match, which sells out every day. It was the
yep,
same with the
and
Australian tests 2 years ago. They sold
and
out
which
every single day. You couldn't
and
buy a ticket.
yeah, and you
But
can't
oh
remember who.
no, it's
Oh,
T20 that brings all the money in. Give me a break.
I love what you said a few pods back when you just said T20 cricket should be franchise only cricket. I've got no problem with T20, but just make it franchise only. International stuff should be one dayers and test matches. That would almost solve the problem. It wouldn't completely solve it, but it would
Yeah.
it would go a long way to solving it. And then everyone that loves the T20 stuff can watch the T20 stuff, watch their favorite players, get in bed with a franchise and get behind that franchise, love them like a team, get some history behind them, all that sort of stuff. As it is, I just don't know where half these teams are coming from. The Firebirds are playing the Wizards, and I'm like, I've got no bloody the Super King. Everyone's called Super. It's
Well, now
just
there's
ridiculous.
Major League Cricket in
Oh,
America,
there is
and that's
Major
been
League
shown
Cricket.
live on Sky.
And you seen all the people in the crowds? Yeah, they're all real Americans. I mean, if
Yeah,
Donald Trump has his way, the stadiums will be empty.
yeah, yeah. The
All those people will be deported for watching non-American sports. It's just
all
not
the yeah.
a. Oh, mate,
I know,
Major League.
crazy, crazy, crazy,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. So New Zealand cricket, get your shit together.
Pull your
Become a
heads out
tough
of your ass.
negotiator. Say that the people in New Zealand are missing their Test cricket and give us some, please.
Yeah. Well, they've just got a new buddy CEO. I can't remember his name now, but yeah, sort it out. We
Yeah,
want our cricket being played in the New Zealand summer, not
and
bloody
see,
autumn or winter or
yeah,
spring or
um,
just
or never. Um,
sort it out.
you have decided to you hated that so much. You hate our summer of cricket so much that you're going to piss off and go to Australia and watch some cricket over there, mate.
I am. Yep, got tickets for the first 2 days of the Ashes Test in Adelaide. Can't wait, mate.
Nice,
Really looking forward to it.
nice.
Yep,
Yeah.
just going to
Oh,
be brilliant.
fantastic. In the city of
Absolutely
churches.
brilliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope it's a green seeming deck and Australia's put in. Okay, so what else have we got to talk about, mate?
What's happened to the Warriors the last couple of weeks?
Oh, come on, mate. We only lost a couple of games. What are you talking about? No, we're going okay. First of all, rumours that DAZN looking at buying the NRL rights, which
Ooh.
I would absolutely love. Thank you. I could get rid of Sky completely. Don't need that anymore. Park that. That's the most expensive streaming platform I have. It's one of the worst. So I would love that. I've heard the little rumor. So I would love that if the Arabs bought the sport of rugby league, I'd be all over that. Yeah, the Warriors lost their second consecutive game, their first away loss of the season, which says a lot, really, isn't it? Been winning all
Yeah.
those games in Australia. They lost it to the Broncos in Brisbane, but they still sit fourth on the points table, 4 points ahead of the Broncos. So we're still going okay, mate. We're still going okay. But what has been happening to the Warriors is that a lot of injuries have been happening. It's around this time of year that injuries do start to happen. Of course, Dylan Watene-Zeleznia was injured last week. The week before, Mitch Barnett got injured. Metcalf is now out for the season with an ACL injury, which is shit because he was the Deli M leader. He's
Yeah.
out completely for the season. Chance Nickel Klopstad is out for at least 4 weeks with another knee injury. So we got so many players out. But it's time to step up. Tanner Boyd, Tamari Martin, and Tane Taupiki, who are going real great in the New South Wales Cup. They've won 11 in a row in the New South Wales Cup now. They beat
Wow.
Manly over the weekend 26-4, and Tanner Boyd and Taupiki were standouts in that game. Taupiki's been recovering from I don't know whether you saw this on social media. Did you see that head high that he got in the New South Wales Cup? It
No, I
was
didn't. No.
horrible. It almost took his head off. The guy's been suspended for 12 weeks or so. It was a really bad tackle. So he was recovering for 3 or 4 weeks, and he seems to have got his himself back to 100. So it's going to be really interesting to see him playing again on the wing. Next game is we got the bye this week. Next game is against Benji Marshall's Tigers at home. And also last night, the NRLW launched last night. Record amount of teams, 12 teams taking part in the NRLW this year. The Sharks and the Eels, a great game last night. The Sharks and the Eels in the NRLW. I think the Eels just got home in that one in a close game. The Warriors play the Roosters. The women's team play the Roosters on Sunday with a host of new players and rugby converts coming across from the rugby game.
Yep.
What's the name? Michaela Knee Blyde. She's going to be playing on the wing, which will be interesting to see how she goes in the 13 woman code. Looking forward to seeing that, and also interesting to see how they're playing using Hamilton Stadium, rugby stadium down there as
Yeah,
their
I
as their
saw
home
that.
ground,
Yeah.
which is interesting. So they're going out and getting their own sponsorship deals. They've got a really good
Yep.
coach. I'm really looking forward to seeing some NRLW. I think the quality is quite good. So really looking forward to seeing how our team does in a 12-team comp. So roll on the rugby league for the ladies.
The league for the
The
ladies.
ladies. The ladies of league. So what else is
Yes,
happening?
quite right, quite right.
So the Warriors will be back in the winner's circle next week, mate. Once we beat Benji's Tigers, no problem.
Yes, quite right, quite right. Bit of baseball news.
Yeah, hit
All-Star
me.
game coming up in a couple of weeks, which
Yeah,
also means the trade deadline is approaching. Um, Quick look at the standings. The New York Yankees have gone 7-13 in their last 20 games.
oh,
So
that's no
they've had a
good.
shocking run. They had a 6 or 7 game lead over Tampa Bay in the American League East a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago, and that is now whittled down to just half a game. And tucked in between them, Toronto, who they're playing today, is actually
yeah,
level with the Yankees. So there's half a game separating 3 teams in that division. And AL Central, Detroit Tigers are just continuing a magnificent season.
yeah.
They're 12 and a half games
They're
clear of
killing it.
Cleveland in the AL Central, just having a wonderful season. Chicago White Sox, they look headed for another 100-loss season.
Yeah,
They've
they.
won just 28 games of 80 odd.
Yeah, the
Houston
Rockies are the only
Astros,
team below them. Yep.
yeah, Houston Astros had a bad start to the season, but they've picked up and they're now leading the Mariners by 6.5 games. The Mariners were leading that about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So they've not had
Well,
a
it's
great run either.
typical.
Angels have actually done a lot better than probably some of their own fans have thought. They're not bottom of the AL West. That honour is held by the Athletics, who look headed. They could be headed for a 100-loss season as well, playing their games
Mm.
in Sacramento at the moment before they move to Las Vegas in a couple of years
Okay.
when the
Yep.
new stadium is built. They were obviously at Oakland for a long time before then, but the stadium
Yeah.
got so bad that they up sticks
They,
and left and are now
they
playing
got
in a
sick of asking for a new
triple
one,
A.
didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah, they got
they're
sick of
playing
asking
in
for a new one. Said, "Yeah, we'll go to
a
Vegas."
triple A ballpark in Sacramento.
Crazy.
National League East is that's going to be an interesting finish. Just 2 games separating the top two there, Philadelphia and the New York Mets.
Yeah,
And there, Atlanta, I can't get over Atlanta. They've got such a good team, yet they're doing so poorly.
yeah,
They've got the same record as Miami, which is something to behold, and Washington holding up the that division at the bottom. The Chicago Cubs, 3 games ahead of Milwaukee. That's going to be an interesting finish to that division as well. The Chicago Cubs have been playing some great baseball this year, and one of their rookies, Pete Crow Armstrong, is just headed for an amazing season. He's already hit about 20 odd homers. He's stolen 20 odd bases, and is yeah, just having a great season in the outfield.
Awesome.
St. Louis doing poorly there. They're 5 games behind the Cubs. Um, Pittsburgh, some interesting rumors coming out of there. They've got, I guess, what you could call the best pitcher currently going around the major leagues, Paul Skeens,
Yeah.
who was drafted out of Louisiana State University 4 years ago, and is already in his 3rd season of pitching, and is just his stats just don't belie his ability. I mean, his ERA, his earned run average is really, really low, but his win loss is terrible because
It's crazy.
he's
How
pitched
can
so
that be?
well, and then the
And
Pirates have lost 1-0 or 2-1, or
because they can't get the hits.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got no offense. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of talk about him possibly being traded
Being traded.
uh, this
When's the
year.
trade deadline?
It's 31st of July, which is an
Okay.
interesting date because it also happens to be my birthday. Anyway, um,
Just to
NL
remind
West.
everyone,
Yeah,
presents
just to
too.
remind
Yeah.
everyone, 31st of July, trade deadline and Macca's birthday.
Thank you.
In
Presents,
the
please.
National League West, LA Dodgers, no surprise there. They are 8.5 games ahead of San Diego Padres,
Best
who I'm
team in the
expecting.
best team in the league at the moment. Dodgers.
Um, no, I'm going to say the Detroit Tigers are probably the best team.
I was just
Um,
looking at the athletic power rankings. They got the Dodgers top, Tigers second, Yankees third,
yeah,
Phillies,
I don't know why the
Astros.
Yankees are third.
Me neither. Phillies, Astros, Cubs, Mets, Rays, Giants, Padres. That's their top 10. But Dodgers are their top. Tigers are up one. Yeah. So what do you think of those?
Interesting. As I say, I don't
Yeah.
know why the hell the Yankees are third in that power rankings list because
Yeah.
yeah, they're rubbish at the moment.
Mm.
Um, can't. The pitching's been okay. Well, though yesterday they were seven
What's
nil
going
down
on?
after half an inning.
Far out. So is it so
Actually
what?
came back
So
to draw to level at 9-all, and then
oh
got beaten in the bottom of the 8th inning with
oh,
two
it's a
runs
killer.
played. It's yeah, absolute killer. But
So what's going on then if it's not the pitching?
just everybody's in a bad form, bad run at the same time.
Yeah.
Um, they're losing games, but like Pittsburgh, you know, losing games 2-1, 3-2,
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah.
I think they've lost the most single run games in MLB this year.
Yeah.
Um,
So they can't
probably,
win the close ones.
yeah, probably just ahead of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if you could turn
Interesting.
over half of those close games, be a
Yeah.
completely different situation.
Now, just to give you an indication of Pittsburgh, they've
Mm.
won 38 and lost 50, but their run
Yeah.
differential is only minus 29.
That's crazy. Yeah, that shows you. It says
Yeah.
one loss, one run losses,
Yeah.
less than one run losses. That's
But
crazy.
when the Yankees win, boy, they win big. Their run
Mm.
differential's 103,
Oh, okay. They're like the Melbourne
which
Storm. They
which
just
is
run
second
up,
equal in yeah, second equal in
yeah,
Major League Baseball.
and then you have close
Um,
losses.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yep, some interesting stories coming out. They named the All-Star teams the other day, so not next week, the week after will be the home run derby, and we'll hopefully hear Chris Berman and his back.
Back.
So
God.
that'll be a lot of fun, and
Yep.
then the All-Star game the following day. So yeah, it's all on in
Nice.
baseball at the moment. Oklahoma
Nice.
City Thunder took out the NBA.
They
Florida
did. They
Panthers took
did.
out the NHL.
I felt sorry for Halliburton, Therese Halliburton, in that. Did you see that? In
Yeah,
just terrible injury, Achilles. Yeah, and the Florida Panthers get stuffed. I'm just sick of them. They're a great side, but they're a brutal hockey side, man. They just go. Poor old Edmonton Oilers. They just couldn't get their game going. They would just seem to always be behind. Always be behind. Just chasing, 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 and yeah, they're a dominant side. The Panthers. It's second Stanley Cup in a row.
Yeah,
Dynasty.
yeah, quite right. Oh well, that's about it for this week.
Beautiful.
Obviously on a sad and tragic note, but anyway,
It's
life
horrible.
goes on, and
It
so does
does.
sport. So we, yep, put those things
We thought,
behind us and look forward and live each day as if it's our last. And as you
yeah,
say,
and
hug the
talk
people you love and talk to
absolutely, and talk
people.
to your mates. Talk to your
Yep,
mates. I mean, you and I really weren't in the mood to do this, but I feel a little bit better just for talking to you today, mate. So
quite right. Likewise.
everyone
Yep.
else do the same. Okay, until next time. It's good night
That's
from.
a goodbye from me.
And it's a see you later from him.